As Frode and Willard are coming back, DeVroid sees Willard wearing a hat, so DeVroid will reach into his coat and pull out his hat.
Everybody puts on a hat. Nice.
I weave one out of gunk.
You weave yourself a hat. It's just like a flat, visor almost.
Shale, show some respect. Pull out a hat.
I only have a hood.
For God's sake, figure it out.
And a hood's definitely not a hat. It's like a lanky shirt that you pull over your head. It's not like it doesn't count as a hat.
I take my sword and I cut off the top of his hood and then gunk the bottom and slap it on the top of his head.
It's like a yarmulke.
Yes.
There it is. Is that so hard?
But DeVroid will opt for the sentry tower.
Okay. You re-enter the material world. As you do, your little analytic disc that's kind of been floating with you overhead. It's kind of like your line back to Sarah, but it also is the center of your telecommunication. So as long as we've been using that, you must have brought it. So it's floating over, I think, still Frode's head, right?
Yeah.
Your little telecommunications thing is floating over Frode's head. You don't, you still have that same telekinetic thing with each other, but you can also start to kind of sense each other's feelings, maybe just a little bit. At least you can sense Willard's feelings. Willard, you have a sixth sense for when something is not right, and something is not right. You have that, your gut is screaming at you to, everybody needs to hit the deck right now.
Let's lay low. Something isn't right here. They know we're coming. Let's get down.
Do all of you hit the floor?
I do.
As all of you hit the floor, a gunshot whips across where you were standing. It almost, if it had not been gunked to his head, Shale's yarmulke would have been taken off by it. Luckily, the gunk holding it to his head was there. And you look up, and it's real far away, probably maybe 100 yards away, maybe a little further through the trees. You see a figure who takes a shot and disappears into the distance again. But you also see nearby you there is the sentry tower. So do you want to go up the hill to the sentry tower or chase the figure who shot at you? They've disappeared into the woods.
I think we just go in, right, guys? We don't need to chase them.
Last time we chased figures in the woods, it did not work well. Yes, let's just.
We're going to the tower.
Out.
Okay, so you're going to the sentry tower?
Yeah.
Great. You make your way towards the sentry tower. I would like everyone to roll a collective speed task to see how stealthy you are.
Ooh, Willard is specialized in stealth.
Ooh.
So
I rolled a natural 20
stealth.
plus 6.
Ooh,
You rolled a natural 20?
Nice.
Yes.
Don't bother. Everybody's so sneaky. Willard's back in his element now.
He's got his hat on.
I have my peach tea. I got my boots fixed.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Willard is ready to roll. You kind of sneak towards the sentry tower. The tower itself is a 3-story structure of stone. It has crenellation at the top that provides half cover to 2 lookouts who are standing up there. As you're looking at the tower, you also see that one of the lower floors, there's a torch that's been flicked on. And so there's you can see the shadow of a couple more people. With Willard's incredible stealth check, I'm not going to make you roll intelligence to scan the building or anything. There are 6 creatures in this sentry tower. You are far enough away from Shadow Peak that you can't see the building. You are kind of moving towards this. You're nice and hidden. You're in the bushes. You're moving through the trees. The lookouts are on kind of a predictable pattern over there in the distance. The walls are climbable. They're stone. But Willard, you can immediately tell by what you see on the ground that the foundation of the tower is made of worked stone, something that you couldn't burrow through. So these foxhole tunnels are going to be hardened against burrowing. And you're kind of looking towards it, trying to figure out your assault plan. How would you like to go in?
Looks like this is climbable. The tower, there's half a dozen men in there. I can't burrow in to get us underground. If we take the tunnels, which I still think we should, I can't burrow us alternate routes or get us out of trouble that way.
Do you think you could get us close to one of the tunnel walls, perhaps a little further away, and maybe I can bust us through that wall?
They seem pretty tough.
I guess Josh Willard obviously felt like he couldn't dig through it. Does he feel like that's something that the worked stone is something that
the walls are a level 5, so you would need a level 5 object or effect to attack it, and then you would need to succeed on strength level 5 with that object to damage through them.
If we were to gamify it, it would be tough. It would be tough, and you would need some sort of implement. It wouldn't just be your fists, because I think Willard will kind of like point a claw at the lower levels of the tower to just kind of show what he's talking about.
If I can get into the tower, I can neutralize the people inside.
Well, that sounds simple enough, and not without any consequences. Let's just do that.
Is there a door on the outside, Josh, of the tower?
No.
Okay.
I think in order to
there's
get
that window,
access,
so you could go through the window, but you'd have to climb the walls a little bit.
Okay.
I think in order to get that access, we'd have to climb.
Oh, I could.
I'm not very good.
How far up the window is?
Second story.
20 feet.
Well,
I can climb because I got these. Thank you. And thank you, Frode, for getting these fixed.
You could tie and lower a rope. I'm not very good at climbing.
I might be able to do something here that helps.
Okay.
Frode thinks for a bit, deep in thought, and this stress, this worry that he always had to keep an eye out for hats that has nagging him, searching for a way back to the Fae, has finally been let go. And in the back of his mind, he feels that he's kind of been left with a connection with the Fae. And he uses an ability called Dream Becomes Reality.
Oh.
And he summons an object, anything he can imagine, as long as it's roughly the same size as him. So it can't be any bigger, and it can't have moving parts. So it can't go all the way up because he's not 2 stories tall. But he does summon a ladder. It'll be a light ladder. I can adjust its weight. And I do believe...
Don't you also have a pole?
Well, yeah. Pole schmold. As strong as iron and will disappear after a minute. So, I'm going to use that.
Okay.
To create a ladder. Well, I can get us about halfway up there, and a ladder
I love that.
just appears as I say that on the wall leaning up against it. It's just like a little vines growing up it, as if it had been sitting there for... Yeah, somebody must have left a ladder or something.
Should have done that when we needed a door.
No, right.
We made a good door, I think. I think we did just fine. Is that a dig it?
You all feel a little emotional heartache as you think back to the fact that probably your door is among the parts of your upkeep that were destroyed.
No, the door.
I'm gonna miss that door.
A moment of silence for the door, please, everybody.
Anyways, yes, I think between the ladder, between the ladder and perhaps reaching down and helping to Frode up, I think we can all make it up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You all climb the ladder. Who's going first?
Do you want me to go first? I'm pretty good at climbing, and if we need an extra, I can make like a little rope or something out of my...
Either way, I think the Frode should go second, just to make sure he can neutralize her. He said, I don't know if he's going to fart in there or something. But...
This is going to take out a lot of people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll go third and Frode go last. How's that sound?
All right.
Let's do it.
I'm going to get to the top of the ladder and then just kind of keep climbing up the side and get to wherever our entrance point is and leaving a little window, and having a little trail of gunk web rope on the way and help to pull DeVroid up.
Okay.
If I can be like above the window, so I'm like, let's make him get in there first.
So you climb up there. Easy climb for you. Don't even bother rolling. You make the extra distance. However, when you peek your head over the window, you do see that there are 4 creatures inside the window. They haven't noticed you yet.
I crawl like around the outside and just be above it.
Okay. You're above the window. You're going to just drop some spider silk down?
Yeah.
Okay. Strength test. Difficulty 4 to hold up, and this will count for everyone. So you just need to roll it once to like get a good grip on the wall.
Okay, super. XP and then use some effort.
XP and effort and things.
And effort. That's 18.
Nice and anchored. So DeVroid, you're going up first. Are you leaping into the window and attacking, Or do you have some other approach?
Some other approach.
Okay.
So, can he get into the window without being seen? Like, get through without being seen?
No. It's like one open room, like a bunk room. You know what I mean? So it's like wall to wall. There's just a window in the bunk room.
And people
You're going in Rainbow Six Siege style.
Yeah.
like right before he goes through,
Okay.
he's going to like take off his tie and store it in his coat.
Okay.
And I'm using an ability called Perfect Stranger.
Okay.
For 3 intellect points, I alter my posture, way of speaking, and make a small but real alteration to an outfit, such as putting on, taking off a hat, reversing a cloak, and so on. For the next hour, or as long as you keep the alteration, even creatures that know you well don't recognize you. All tasks related to hiding my true identity during this period gain 1 free level of effort and an action to initiate.
Awesome. So you alter your look. What are you changing about your appearance?
The tie coming off.
Okay, great. You take the tie. He like takes his tie off,
Yeah.
leaves it on the ground, climb up there. So you're going in the window to convince them you're one of them. Like, hey guys, I just had to climb up here.
Window
Kind of.
washer.
So
Okay.
the next thing I'm doing,
Open window washer.
when I like begin conversing with them,
Okay.
oratory. When speaking with a group of intelligent creatures that can understand me and aren't hostile, I convince them to take 1 reasonable action in the next round. A reasonable action should not put the creatures or their allies in obvious danger or be wildly out of character.
Okay.
Um,
So you pop up and they, what are you doing? Are you, what is this?
I was scouts sent here. We spotted them.
Spotted, they're out there.
Yeah, they're out there.
Okay, we gotta send a runner back to let them know. Jerry, you go, and then we gotta get everyone up on the upper floor. You guys go, grab the guns, get upstairs. And everyone starts moving. So you're actually clearing out the room
Yeah.
with this ability.
Yes.
They're all moving up to the upper floor, and then when it's clear, I'm assuming you're just gonna kind of telepathically let them know.
Yes.
So then the others, I guess you're... Thanks, Lupin. So then I'm guessing you're going to just climb up next, Frode? Armis is up there?
Armis is up there. Shale, go on.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great. Shale climbs up there. Armis or Willard, who's next?
Right now.
I would say Willard will use the rope if he can. Otherwise, he can use the climbing boots, but he doesn't want to risk breaking them if
You won't
they might
need him
come in
because
handy
Armis
later.
is still there. So it's just whether
Yeah, exactly.
Willard's going in or whether Frode is. 'Cause the
Willard
two
will go
are-
next.
Okay, Willard goes next, and Frode brings up the rear. Frode, you are halfway up the wall when you hear another shot is shot at you, and you look into the distance, and you see
Uh-oh.
Storm is out there. Go ahead and take a seat, Storm. is out there in his blue hood. He's got his long gun up. He takes a shot,
Oh.
and
I'm upset.
Frode, as you scramble to get inside, I need a might defense task.
I
with a
saw that
difficulty of
smile
5.
on your face, and you're like,
yeah!
you were like, check everywhere. I don't have anybody hiding in my basement.
What's happening, guys?
Oh my
He was on the deck.
gosh.
Here you go, buddy.
Oh, I actually had to somewhat assassin my way in here. I had to pull a screwdriver out of my backpack just to open your gate. It wouldn't budge, so I just had to lift it, use the little screwdriver stick to stick it in there and just lift it.
I couldn't make the call during the stream because it was intense moments, but I saw the notification and I knew TSAV was going to show up. There's a Discord notification from TSAV at the top left,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
but I couldn't make
man.
it during the stream.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what am I making? Sorry, I was too infused.
So you're making a might defense roll to avoid the shot, and then you're going to make a speed task to get inside before he can shoot you again.
Okay.
And then we're going to take a break for Jake to use the bathroom.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to re-roll.
Classic.
And I'm actually, I guess I should use my abilities. I'll use a free level of effort, use another Muscles of Iron, a level of effort, and I rolled a 7.
Dude, of course Savage Tempest is Storm. That's
Yeah.
such an obvious in my face thing. Holy crap.
Frode, take 2 points of might damage as Savage wings you. Yeah?
Does that include my armor? Or no?
How much armor do you have?
I have 3.
Oh, okay, so then you don't take any damage from this one. This is just a glancing blow that luckily your rock skin kind of handles for you. Yes, I want to back up a second to where we were like, oh, of course, Tempest is Storm. Also, every time you've interrogated a Blue Cloak, every time they've described their boss as Savage.
Oh, Jesus.
The Spotify's, I picked up.
Tyler is texting me like, how have they not noticed? I figured it out and you haven't told me yet.
So funny.
Okay, you scramble inside as this glancing blow kind of, ricochets off your armor. And on that note, we're going to take a 5-minute break here. Frode the Forsaken. No longer are you just Frode now?
I'm just Frode.
Just Frode. Just Frode. Is the
down.
final one to scamper in through the window. It's not pretty. It is quick. As you just kind of plunge your hematician hands through the window, and for the first time, you feel the sensation of glass cutting into your hands a little bit as your rock golem curse thing is being lifted and transitioning off of you. You don't need to change anything mechanically, but you're getting back to being just a hematician. Like, your curse is gone.
Wow.
And you smash through the window. We hear that. And you don't take any like actual points of damage, but you take like some scrapes and cuts and stuff on your fingers as you heave yourself in and you kind of flop gracelessly to the floor. Out the window, Willard Taffy, as you kind of, peek your head up and look back out the window, you can see that Storm, who we now know as Savage Tempest, has taken the shot, but as the ladder that Frode conjured disappears, he's not going to be able to get in this way, and so he runs off into the woods, probably headed back to Shadow Peak.
Storm knows we're here. This is temporary distraction. It'll work for now, but we gotta move.
All right, let's go.
Above you, there are still like the 6 people on the rooftop, and you hear his voice call back as he alerts them.
Keep them busy, boys. I have something to take care of.
And from above you, you hear, they're back inside! Get down to the next floor! And the hatch above you is ripped open. You see a face appear with like their revolver drawn, kind of looking in through the window. He's gonna take a shot since you just said hi. Frode, make a might or speed defense roll, depending on how you're defending against a revolver from immediate distance range.
All right. Well, I'll pull up like a random chair and try to use that to block.
Maybe a bunk or something.
Yeah, it's chair, bunk, same thing.
Chunk.
That's a 6.
That's a 6. Frode, you take 2 points of, with your armor, you take no might damage as this revolver shot. They're all using sidearms right now, so it just kind of glances off of you, but you don't take any damage. And the party, if you would like to do things now, you may. You are in a barracks room. There are 4 bunks. The idea is there's always 2 people on lookout. So 6 people, 4 bunks in the room. Each bunk is, just kind of generic cot, some sheets with a little wooden trunk at the end of it for like boots and possessions. There's a ladder on the wall that leads down deeper into the tower towards the foxhole, or there is a hatch at the top of the ladder that leads up onto the roof where the lookout is.
Willard is going to, now that he's tiered up, has the ability to do essentially a double attack where he can throw 2 knives in a turn.
Ooh,
so
sweet.
He is going to throw 2 knives, and for flavor, he'll do it simultaneously. Like he drew 2 from his bandolier and just boom. And the goal is to like either obviously hurt, kill, or just scare this
in some way,
or maim, harm this character that's pursuing them.
Only meant to maim or seriously injure. Go ahead and make 2 speed attacks. And also, how many knives does Willard carry?
Oh, I guess that's a great question that I've never thought about.
10,000.
I think being a mole-sized creature, I feel like reasonably he would be able to carry 6 without impeding his movement. Does that feel fair to you?
That feels fair.
What if I give you 8 with 2 tucked into the boots?
That sounds great. He will throw 1 throwing knife.
Okay. Jake's suddenly like, ammo. Probably the easiest way to track that, Jake, is to just sit a D8 next to you, and you can count down on the D8 as you throw knives.
I can also keep it on my character sheet too.
And you can always recover them.
True. Not this one. He's throwing it, and then the goal is to get down the hatch downwards.
Okay. That's a speed task with a difficulty of 4.
Okay, he's specialized, so it goes down to difficulty 2.
Great.
12, so that's a hit. And they do 4 damage. One knife does 4 damage.
4 points of damage. It's a solid hit. Thunks into the shoulder of the guy's up there, and he like kind of trips. We're going to do Trevor.
Yes.
Roll a d20. Cleo, call evens or odds.
Odds.
Okay, if you roll an odd number, he's going to drop his sidearm through the hatch.
Okay. I got a 6.
Okay, he does not. He holds onto the revolver as he kind of ducks backwards. And right now, the hatch is empty as Willard makes that throw. What are the other 3 of you doing?
I'm going to move to the hatch, and then I'm going to spend an action to recover points.
Okay. Are you going down or up?
Down.
Down? Okay, great. So you can actually make it down 1 floor to the next floor. This floor is their armory. It's not super strongly outfitted, but there's like leather armor and some different swords and maces and things. And there's some ammo racks, but all of the guns are out because they all just grabbed their weapons to run up onto the tower to look for you. So there's ammo, but no weapons down here. And then you do your recovery action. What about Armis? What would you like to do, buddy?
I would like to try and get up there. I'll take an attack if I need to, but try and... oh, wait.
I can cover the hat.
I want to gunk weld it shut.
Oh, I got you.
Because I can do that well. I got real...
Well, I could give you something to gunk weld up there.
If you got that.
Without reaching out.
You have practice with doors.
But I can make my own door and gunk weld it. I can also shoot a webbing out of my hand and yank it down and then go up and do that.
What about this? And Frode just pulls out a hatch-shaped object. Dream becomes reality.
But it's only there for a minute, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I mean,
We'll run away.
strong as I got it.
All right, okay. If I could do that, if I take this object and just weld it to there so they can't come get us and we can make a nice getaway, great!
Does that cost you points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's 2 intellect.
Okay. Yep. You weld that up there. Armis, make a strength roll. Strength task. This is the difficulty they'll have to beat in order to open it and pursue you.
I'll put a little bit of effort in that. Ha! I'm gonna use XP to roll it. One time. Okay, that's a 15.
15. Great. So that's a difficulty 5 task for them to break through it. They are all level 4 NPCs. They will be unable to for the full minute. So you've again bought yourself just a little bit of time here as you
Now
hop
think
down the
about
hatch.
what you've done up there, you rude ruffians.
Are you going to take anything from the armory? Like I said, it's just lightly outfitted, so it's like melee weapons, ammunition for guns and stuff, but there's no guns in there.
20 knives from my boy Willard.
I would say Willard would love to spend some XP, actually. So if Willard can, he would like to spend XP on the ability to just be knifed out. Like he's got like a bandolier across his chest. He's got bandoliers around his legs. He's able to collect as much, not like more than 8 knives. Like he's able to like have like a dozen, 15 knives that he can carry at once. I think it'd be a fun XP spend to just be knifed up.
He's always been described as covered in knives.
Yeah, and he collects like maybe this whole time he's had 8 knives at a time, but when he's in this armory and he's like, all right, I see more knives in here. Time to gather them up.
You gotta make so the XP spends still have to work narratively, and I'm just trying to figure out where does he put them.
Maybe there's a bandolier he can use.
He's
He's always had the bandolier around
right.
the
That's
chest.
where he's got 8, or he's got 6, and then 2 in his boots.
2 in his boots, perhaps
Belt.
Maybe he's got wraps around his arm. You could get
perhaps
4
around
more
the arm
on each arm.
Perhaps around the thigh.
Aren't they lined in your coat?
Hat knife.
Lined in the coat, knife tucked into the hat.
Sure. I'll let you
so
spend
many
3
options.
XP
All right,
to carry 20 knives.
let's go.
And then you can use a D20 to track it, so that'll be nice and easy.
All right.
And yeah, that's a fine XP spend. And we can say that you just found your extra knives here. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yes,
pulling them
exactly.
out of
That's
the-
what I'm
out of the
saying. Is
armory.
so Willard, this whole, all this time he's had the one bandolier of 8 knives, and it's carried him through this much. We haven't been in very much combat overall.
Right.
But as we're
But
in this
now-
armory and we're about to head down into these tunnels, he like takes a second to look around and he sees like a wooden rack that has like 3 bandoliers of knives just hanging off of it, and his eyes just like widen and then squint, and he smiles, and he just immediately ties the bandoliers around like his arm or his wrists, and then crosses another one across his chest, and then even takes a couple knives and tucks them into the band of his hat, because he hasn't even had access to the hat recently, but now that he's got it, he's utilizing it.
The rest of you are just climbing down the ladder to the next floor, and you look over, and Willard is just suiting up over in the distance.
Getting his superhero cut.
It's like Willard's had, like his superhero montage, all the tight cuts of like pulling on the gloves and the thing around his arm, and the as he like fills all the sheaths. It cuts back, and Armis takes another climb down the ladder. It cuts back to Willard is like stuffing him in his boots. It cuts back, and Frode is like sliding down the ladder to the next floor.
Rolls down the ladder.
Is Armis gunking every hatch that we go through?
Oh my god, I would love to.
I think Frode would have to make a new. Others, like, there's no hatch inside the tower.
I can use a shield on this other one. There's a shield in this room.
Absolutely, there's a shield in this room. Sure, you could gunk another one.
I'll do another.
Yeah.
I'll do another thing.
Another, why don't you?
Strength.
I'll do a 10.
Is that a 10?
It's a 10. It won't hold him for long, but it gives him a little moment.
Yep.
Frustration.
And then Willard, because you spent 3 XP, it won't take the full minute, but it probably was 45 seconds of the time that hatch is up there that you spent. So you got to skedaddle. You're now at the back of the group.
Yep.
I thought about something. Are there grenades in this world?
They exist in the world.
Are they in this armory? Can I spend an XP to have them in this armory?
To find one grenade.
Can I do that and then do like a booby trap that if they bust through my little shield that it'll pull it and blow their asses to smithereens?
You can roll an intelligence to see. So you would need to beat a 12 intelligence roll for this trap to work on them.
Okay.
Otherwise,
would
they'll
be
see
so proud.
I'll use a teeny bit of effort on that. Why not? I'm having too much fun.
15. Let's go.
Great. You have successfully booby trapped the second hatch. Okay. DeVroid, you're in the lead.
Yep.
So while they're doing that.
Oh, Frode on the way out just wrecks everything. Just pulls it down.
Oh, just like ransacking it all? Cool. You hear above you as Frode just like demolishing. Your feet touch the ground. It is lightly covered in dirt, but it's worked stone that is around this tunnel. And you realize as you set down that however many sentry towers there's going to be that many foxhole tunnels, and they'll probably be designed in a little bit of a wavy way to make it difficult to get to Shadow Peak at the center of everything. You are in the lead here, so you can make an intellect task to try and navigate your way through here. This is going to be another tough one, right? This is designed to prevent sabotage. So this is going to be a difficulty 8 intellect task to navigate the tunnels.
I'll take my first free level of effort. I have knowledge of like stonework and everything from being a dwarf. Would that be impactful?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Then I also know a little bit about everything, and then I will use 2 more levels of effort.
Great. So that takes it from an 8 down to a 3 with a target roll of 9.
Well, we take those.
We do seem as a group to be like 3 or lower, we're okay.
It's this idea of like, well, if it's under 10, there's more than a 50% chance. Like it's more than a coin flip that I make it.
Right.
That's a 12.
Ooh, yes.
Nice.
12. All right. You are able to successfully navigate the tunnels, which will lead you back. It's going to take a little while. And as you do, I'm going to pitch you with a GM intrusion that you come across a little patrol while you're down there. You're going to spend an XP to refuse?
I have 0 XP to spend, so I accept it.
You receive 2 XP as you're leading the group. You can give one of them away. Willard's at the back. The other 2 are in the middle, and then you're in the front. And as you come around a corner in the tunnel, you hear a couple steps, and then someone is just like, whoa! There they are! And he's going to immediately attack you. So you're going to start with a speed or might defense roll.
Speed.
Okay, speed. This is going to be a group of 4 soldiers, and they're going to act as one unit. So it's a swarm attack. They're trying to tackle you.
Yeah.
So instead of level 4, each soldier is level 4. It's going to be a difficulty 7.
Okay.
And you said speed you're going with.
Yes.
So difficulty 7 speed roll to evade this kind of flying tackle from the group.
So I have 2 edge and speed, so I'm going to spend 2 levels of effort.
Okay.
We'll just take that.
Great. We take those.
We get those, yeah.
Yeah. So target roll is 15?
Yes.
Easy.
Easy.
Oof. I'm going to spend that 1 XP
Okay.
Oh my god.
It's
one. Yeah.
destined to be an
And
add-on.
now one, which comes with another GM intrusion that you don't get XP for. So Devroid is tackled to the ground by 4 of the Storm Company soldiers. They've got him pinned. As you slam into the ground, take 1 might point of damage just as your head kind of bounces off the stone. As they knock him to the ground, the 2 at the back, their GM intrusion is they're going to get to take attacks against the people behind you. So Frode and Armis, each of you needs to make a might or speed defense roll as these guys quick draw their weapons and attack you.
I'm using the muscles of iron I used earlier. Still
Okay.
have that active.
Yep.
3 level of effort.
Yep.
16.
Perfect.
You rolled a 16. Great.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, success, get all your points back if you spent any, and on this roll, and you get a major effect. So neither of you is hit as these guys, there's shotguns in the tunnel, not pistols, so it would have done some serious damage as these shells kind of ricochet across. And you're, Frode, I don't know if you hit the ground or how you dodge it, what that looks like. You want to describe?
I just I pull up. There was clearly a piece of furniture that was just laying here. Maybe they were moving it. I just throw it up in the air at the same time they shoot.
You dragged a piece of furniture down the ladder with you into this tunnel?
No, just like they left one in the tunnel. Listen, we all know that they were constantly moving stuff around. Frank is moving out. We all know Frank is moving out. His wife kicked him out of the house. He's got to live in the...
There's definitely no furniture in the tunnel.
Okay.
Unless you spend an XP to put it there or you manifest your dream.
I spent an XP for Frank. Frank exists.
You're spending an XP on the successful roll.
Yes. 'Cause I won it. I won
The balance of XP at this table seems to be different
Yes.
between Trevor and Cleo.
I think we're at opposite ends.
You grab a bench or something and pull it in the way. Armis, you get a major effect. So describe how you, 1, are not shot, and then what your major effect will be.
Their guns explode in their hands when they go.
Okay,
They
the guns like misfire.
yeah, something like that.
Great. The guns misfire and kind of blow up in their hands, and they will, each of them will take 1 point of damage, and they will kind of both like drop the guns in surprise, like, whoa, that was a little unexpected. Who prepped these? And that will bring us around to the party's turn. Devroid, you are pinned to the ground. The other 3 of you are up and standing.
Can I make a speed task to be unpinned?
Yes, you can.
I will do that. So I will use 2 levels of effort.
Okay.
I got a 6.
All right, you are still pinned to the ground, unable to escape as they hold you down. You're not going anywhere. What about Armis and Frode and Willard?
Willard has an idea to help Devroid, or at least aid him in a way. He is going to use his boots of climbing to essentially try to reposition and wall run to flank the people that have tackled Devroid. So instead of bobbing and weaving through the tunnel, he's just like, okay, I'm gonna run up the side of the tunnel to get around, and then he wants to, because there's 2 people tackling him. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2 people holding him down and 2 people kind of kneeling on him. So there's 4 people there.
Well, the people holding him down, he wants to do his double attack that he can do and throw 1 knife at each.
Awesome. So it's a difficulty 4 speed task to move and attack in the same roll. Your boots ease it by 4 so that you don't need to roll for it. So you are able to reposition and you can just make your attack.
All right, and I'm going to roll that depletion die or whatever for the boots. The boots survive, which is nice. All right, and he's specialized on his throwing knives for his specialization.
Your difficulty here is 4, so target roll of 12, eased by 2 because he's specialized, target roll of 6.
Both hit.
Both hit. Excellent.
Nice.
So 4. That's 4 damage each.
Nice.
4 damage each. Neither of them is dead, but they're both very, very unhappy. And that brings us to Armis and Frode.
I want to run up to the 2 that had their guns misfire and try and weld them together.
Okay. You're going to... That's probably... Would you say that's probably might, right? To weld them together?
Can I do the might for him? Like hold him.
You want to assist him?
Hold them together,
Sure.
and then I just
I'll ease it. I'll ease it by 1 for that. So it's a might roll of 3, difficulty 9.
You're gonna get along just fine now.
Get a little closer. Another nat 20.
That's 20.
Jeez.
With a major effect, you weld those guns together with Gunk, and you... I don't know, what's your major effect? What's happening?
Golly, these guys are welded together.
Well, their guns are.
I asked if I could weld them together.
Oh.
The two men.
Yeah, I'm holding the
like have
people
their
together.
hands so like if they
like
can't
being
move.
handcuffed
yeah,
to each
they
other
can't
kind of
be,
thing?
Yeah. Shoot. Dear me, oh my. How does that major effect on that?
Maybe weld them into a ball.
If I can, if I could weld them both to the wall. I know you said ball, but if I could like get them in a more like sturdy,
Duct
like
tape to the wall.
unmoving position.
Sure.
Yeah.
You weld them to the wall.
Yeah.
Now there's only 2 people pinning DeVroid, and they both took hits, so it's going to be a level 5 task for you. So that's going to bring us to their turn. So the 2 who have DeVroid pinned kind of see the tables turning. They're going to try and retreat. So they're going to let go of DeVroid and just backpedal down the tunnel. They bring up their shotguns, and they are taking the action to cover your position, which means that they will ignore any like cover or anything like that if you move through the area that they're overwatching. So they kind of post up at a corner, and they're like, don't come any closer now, and let those 2 guys go. And that's going to bring us around to the party's turn.
So if we enter that area, is it like they auto fire, like a reaction, or we can?
Yeah, so if you push towards them, they're going to take a shot.
Okay.
It's like a delayed action.
Okay.
Willard, you ready?
Oh no.
Okay. Yes, I put out my hands for Willard to jump in them.
And Willard will just hop right in there, right in that cradle.
I run backwards, and I spin around backwards, roll backwards into their line of sight. Big rocky body, a little bit more hesitation.
So you're triggering the shot?
Yes.
Okay. They're going to each take the shot against you, so that's 2 different might or speed defense rolls.
Understandable.
Difficulty 4, because each of them is taking a shot. So
Muscles
difficulty
of
4.
iron and free effort.
Okay, so difficulty 2, target roll of 6 for each of those.
We got a 14 and a 16.
All right. They both fire at you, but they're so surprised at what you're doing that they're like, whoa, and their aim kind of slips.
They're like, now you stay. I'm already out there. And as soon as they take their shot, I spin around and I launch.
You spin a wound.
I spin around and I launch Willard straight down the hall.
Willard, you are soaring through the air.
Yep.
Do I need to roll the throw?
I need a might task, difficulty of 4 for you to throw Willard at them, and then once he's there, Willard will get to take
This
his attacks.
technically counts as an attack, so Muscles of Iron doesn't count. Free level of effort, and let's not forget, I specialize in throwing creatures.
That's 4 levels of easing. You can do this task without rolling.
There we go.
It is considered trivial by the rules of the Cypher system for you to throw Willard as a projectile at these 2 creatures.
Have at him.
As natural as breathing.
You fling, you fling Willard after you spin him around. You fling him down the hallway. Willard, you are soaring towards them. Describe the moment and the attack as Willard, I'm assuming, pulls his hat down a little bit.
Willard is just soaring forward, and as he's flying, once he reaches even position with the 2 guys, because it sounds like they're on one's on each side of the hall,
Yeah.
kind of. He will essentially try to do a mid-air spin where he just lets loose 2 knives, one on each side of him, that just impales each.
Amazing.
I assume that's going to be a pretty tough roll. But
Yes. So these
Or 2 tough rolls.
There are 2 attacks of difficulty 4, hindered by the fact that you're spinning through the air to a difficulty 5.
Yep. Okay, and he specialized, so that brings that down by 2. for
Okay,
each
so
of them.
difficulty 3, target roll of 9. We take those.
All right.
We take those.
We take those. So he's going to roll both of those.
Okay.
One's a natural 20.
Yeah.
The other one is a 6, so that's a miss.
Okay, so the natural 20 is a hit that deals 2 extra points of damage or a major effect. I reminded you the extra points of damage because I thought that might be what you want, but you can tell me.
He throws one of the knives that misses. The other knife hits that guy. But can the major effect be that he lands on his feet and just is like ready in position to either dodge or throw another knife at the guy that he didn't hit, essentially? Like basically, if he had to roll for his landing, he does like the major effect be that he lands safely?
I'll say that he lands in like the perfect position where he can leap to the side if he's attacked.
Okay.
So it's almost like instead of taking an attack this round, you took the defend action, you know, where like if they attack you, it'll be eased by a step. Okay, so that's your 2 action. Have we had Devroid move
Not yet. Yeah, Devroid's just gonna walk up with his axe and hit one.
Okay. Devroid very slowly walks behind Willard. Maybe not very slowly, but you walk up the hallway.
Yep.
And go ahead and roll to hit. That's a difficulty 4 might or speed attack.
He's trained with the axe,
Difficulty 3.
and we take those.
We do take those.
We do.
Dang it, that's an 8.
That's an 8. Swing and a miss. You attack him, but he's already dodging the knife that Willard threw, and so even though he didn't totally notice you coming, he was already kind of leaning weird, and so he's off balance, and it just doesn't quite match up for you when you take that attack. I'm going to threaten you with a GM intrusion that he's going to take a reaction to try and disarm your axe.
Okay.
Pull it out of your hands.
Yep.
Okay, so he's going to grab the axe, and you're going to roll a might defense roll, difficulty 4, target roll of 12,
Okay.
to hold on to your axe as he tries to yank it from
I
you.
am trained in might defense rolls,
Okay, difficulty 3.
and we do take those.
We take those, yeah.
He can try as
That's
he
a
might.
19.
More on fire.
19. Success with a minor effect.
Could it be that in an effort to stop Devroid rips his weapon away from him?
Yeah.
Ah.
Disarm.
So you let
My,
go
my,
of the
how the
axe, it
turntables.
pulls him off balance, but there's just a wall. You take his sidearm out of the holster, and then you pull your axe back.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
Do you guys think you got those 2 covered over there?
Yes.
We got it. What has our boy Shale been doing this whole time?
Waiting for
Shale!
Yeah.
I'm stressed. Tell me what to do.
You want me to tell you what to do?
I want you to take the direction right now. I trust you, young man. We've got a moment here to breathe. Make a call.
We should probably go, right?
I guess so. Guys, breakthrough. Let's get out of here. I just start running down the hallway.
I find it weird the amount of confidence you're putting in me. You know, I was assigned to you 2 tiers ago, but you haven't really even acknowledged me in that time, so I've just been sitting around.
I glued a hat to your head. What do you mean I haven't acknowledged you? Shale, we might as well be thicker than blood. Let's go.
That's a weird saying, and he follows you down the hallway. There's still the two guys who are like up and fighting are still up and ahead of you.
Well, I'll stab one of them then on the way by.
Cool.
Shale, stab another guy. I'll take one, you take the other.
Shale's a level 3. He attempts to stab, but he's not a high enough level to pass the level 4 creatures.
Why are you even here, Shale?
You
I
feel
feel like
him.
I was able to have
You
you.
just said you trusted me with stuff.
I do trust you. I just thought that an individual, no matter how weak, could do something.
You make your attack roll.
Shale does not deserve this hate.
Well,
That's a 17.
Nice. We take
success.
That's a stab.
He's stabbed.
You kill him.
Yes! I feel alive! You see that, Shale?
2 guys are stuck to the walls, struggling. 1 guy is dead. 1 guy has Willard right in front of him, poised. That guy is going to take his attack. He's going to fire point blank at Willard. Willard, you've got 1 step of easement on your speed defense or might defense roll here.
Nice.
And the difficulty is 4.
He's going to use 1 level of effort, and he gets another nat 20. I'm
Yes.
Nat 20, success with a major effect. Also, if you spent any points on that one, give them back. What would you like your major effect to be as you dodge this guy?
Major effect, he dodges out of the way, and okay, I don't know if the theater of the mind makes sense. Maybe it requires some ricochet. Can the shot that he takes actually hit the guys that are glued to the wall?
Sure. You hit 1 of them.
1 of them. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
Willard dodges out of the way, and that causes the spray from the shotgun to pelt one of his teammates on the
Yeah.
wall.
It's just a couple points of damage because shotguns aren't really effective beyond like 4 inches. But,
That's what
it
they
hits
say.
him.
Yeah, that's what they say on the internet.
So you do that, and that happens. And then we're back around to the party because this is the only guy who's alive. I'm going to spend a GM intrusion on Willard because he's the closest combatant that this guy's going to try and flee, which means like I would let him move, a distance away from you.
Okay. Willard, I have the XP that I could just refuse it.
You could.
Let's just take care of this guy. I'd say I'll refuse it.
Okay, you refuse it. So he takes the shot and misses, and then no, Jeff, and we jump back around to the party. It's your turn.
If you accept being gunked, you won't end up like a friend.
Oh my gosh.
Are you trying to talk him down?
Yeah. Tough way it is. Frode goes for the swing. I guess not even a swing is the right way to describe it. It charges into him.
Oh, you're just going to bowl him over?
Yeah.
All right. Make a might task.
Rock life.
Difficulty 4.
Free level of effort.
Hashtag rock life.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Free level effort. We take the 3s.
Okay.
Yeah,
We take those.
we take those.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Oh my gosh.
What is happening right now?
I bounced it off the other
Bunny
side.
City, y'all.
I bounced that off of.
Am I just the unlucky roller here?
You slam into him.
I stole your luck. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're gonna get
is a-
slammed later.
There's 6 damage.
6 damage.
Dang.
Do you want to deal the extra 2 or get a major effect for your nat 20?
Major effect.
Okay, so you deal 6 points of damage. He's not quite dead. What's your major effect?
A map falls out of his pocket.
A map falls out of his... Oh, to the tunnel?
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I'll
good.
accept that. That's a great major effect. You knock him over, and as he falls to the ground, you see like kind of a little rolled up scroll, that's like been hastily shoved back into a pocket. So it's not the whole way in there. You just grab that out. You're like, I got a map.
Guys, I got a map, and you should have surrendered, man.
He looks up at you. Just anybody else in the party doing anything?
I'll let Willard go first. It was kind of his kill.
I don't want to kill steal.
Yeah. Respect the 1v1.
Willard finds his ones and he just throws a knife. He's hit, just like, all right, no surrender, I guess. And he throws one.
All right.
And
Difficulty 3 because he's prone, so it's going to be eased by 1.
all right, and so that's down to a difficulty 1 from his specialization, and that's a hit.
Target roll of 3. That's a
Yes.
hit.
Yeah.
4 damage.
You kill that guy so dead with your throwing knife. He's completely dead, deaded.
Yo,
He's so dead.
I
right
can
now.
see him dead right now.
That's pretty dead.
You knock that guy out, and you now have a map and a little bit of peace here in the tunnels. You're again kind of by yourselves. So with that in mind, I'm going to put our map of Shadow Peak up here on the screen for the chat to see. The rest of you have the map of Shadow Peak in front of you. I'm going to tell you where you can enter.
Okay.
So one foxhole tunnel leads to the in the crypts. There's a stairwell at the back of the crypts that leads up to the bell tower or down into the crypts. So that's one place that you can enter. You can also enter into the kitchens. The kitchens go down to a cellar, and that cellar is connected to the foxhole tunnels. Or you can enter at the base of the gatehouse on the first floor. So there's one that comes out to the gatehouse. That's going to be, I think, to your right. Like if you see where the garden and the atrium and stuff are.
Does the map have the vault on it?
The map doesn't have the mana vault. Those are like vaults where they store things.
Okay.
There are 3 vaults on your map of this building.
Okay.
And then you could alternatively come out of a foxhole into the garden, like where the manicured grasses are by the front gate. You could emerge there as well. There's like a statue there. The statue would like kind of move aside, and you could emerge.
I vote garden or kitchen, but I'm open.
I mean, the vaults are where we're trying to go, right?
We don't know
Which
which
one of them? Your objective is arrest Storm and retrieve the mana vault, like that R&D thing.
I could use a snack.
Just gonna say the same thing, Frode.
All right. Kitchen it is.
The kitchen?
Do it.
All right. Everybody roll a speed task. This is to see how stealthy you remain on your way in. With your map, you're going to have, sure-footed steps. You're definitely going to get there.
Willard is specialized in stealth, and he gets an extra level of easing from subterranean stealth, which
Let's
is one of his
go.
features
Let's
of being in turn.
So add
He gets
9 to your roll.
All right. Willard rolled a 2 plus 9. He's going to reroll. He's going to spend an XP and reroll.
The Frode got a 3.
All right, 13 plus 9, 22 on Willard.
Okay, so we're up to 25. How did Armis and Frode do?
I got a 3 as well.
Okay.
Armis is also trained in stealth. 16 with that.
Okay, 44 is higher than 30, which is the highest difficulty in the Cypher system. Savage Tempest, on behalf of Shadow Peak, roll an intellect task. Difficulty 10, target roll of 30.
Yo.
Now remember, you can spend effort to ease it, or in your case, you can spend 2 XP to ease it, as if you are, manifest. That's a short-term benefit, as in, the people in my base are like on high alert. So those are 2 different ways that you could go about it. Alternatively, you could just choose to fail the roll, and they won't get seen until they're in the building.
I would say that because the Shadow Peak is on somewhat of an alert, like there's already been plenty of time for them to alert the rest of the bit.
That's a fair point to ease it by 1 step. That's an asset for them, the high alert that you got to go and warn them. So that's a difficulty 9.
Can I spend an XP so when they do arrive in the kitchen that there is a full-on chef crew already like in there working?
Sure. So great. So instead of the roll, you're going to do this as a player intrusion. Your intrusion is that there's a full-on like chef's crew at work. So when they come in, there's no way for them to stop everybody. Someone's going to yell the alarm. Great.
That's exactly what
you all emerge into a bustling kitchen. The building is kind of like Gothic style architecture, so it's like picture big stone arch ovens, like pizza ovens along one wall that kind of like they ventilate outside. There's a couple small square stone windows, the very practical like thick oaken tables, and there's a team of like 10 or 20 people in there who are hard at work on supplying this mercenary company with all their food. As you emerge into the room, chaos breaks out. You bust into the room, it doesn't even matter if you're trying to be sneaky. Probably Willard, who is like being so stealthy, he probably goes first and walks in and just doesn't account for, he hasn't had it on for a whole season. He doesn't account for the fact that his hat is poking up over the counter. So he like very stealthily moves, but there's just a hat moving along. And then as soon as Frode comes in the door, they take up the cry.
Hey, where's the
intruders! Intruders! Chat, on screen, you'll see a copy of the map that my players have in front of them on the table. Near the center of it, it's a little small. You might not be able to read the exact name of it. Sorry, it's a big map. I wanted to give them a fun, big experience. Unfortunately, that means your experience is a little worse. However, there's little kitchens in the middle of this map, and that is where our players have chosen to emerge from the foxhole tunnels. The foxhole tunnels connect in a number of different points to this base of operations, essentially called Shadow Peak. But one of the things that connects is there's like a little ventilation area where, especially like when they clean stuff or whatever, like the kind of soap water can drain down. And our party have gone up that kind of drainage vent, or up that kind of empty shaft, and emerged into a bustling kitchen where a team of chefs are preparing a lavish feast, for lack of a better word, to provide all of the mercenaries of Storm Company. And as soon as you emerge into the room, you can tell, one, that you've been spotted. Willard is the first one out. Frode's behind him, and the two of you immediately realize that you've been spotted. The kitchen erupts into intruders! There's intruders in here!
Hey, what's for dinner?
At the same time, you recognize that Storm has obviously put the Keep on high alert from his encounter with you before at the Sentry Tower, because in addition to a team of chefs in here, there are 2 armed guards who are just in here with their weapons, and they, as soon as the cry is taken up, they both draw short swords, and they're going to run forward and attack, which means we're going to be starting with Willard because he was the first one in the room. So, Willard, I would like a speed or might defense roll. The kitchens are a cramped, tight space. Everything is an immediate distance away. Like I said, there's big oak wooden tables. There's kind of brick ovens along the walls. You can fill in the gaps as you need to for the narrative here. But it's a cramped space full of chefs and these two armed short swords guys kind of just running into the melee or the brawl.
So I am going to use one of Willard's new abilities called Anticipate Attack.
Let's go.
Where I get to spend 4 intellect points, and it allows me for 1 minute to be able to sense how and when creatures will attack me just before they attack. It effectively gives me speed defense rolls to ease 1 step for 1 minute when I'm avoiding attacks.
That sounds amazing. So even as you kind of hear the cry get taken up, we see Willard, like, you know, maybe he straightens his hat, and he kind of locks in, and we can tell that he's like mentally on for this coming attack. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. There are 2 like doors to this room. There's one that leads down, it's labeled with a sign that says cellar and leads down to probably like storage areas for the kitchens. And then on the other end, there is a large set of double doors that have a label above them that says commons. Okay.
He will obviously roll to avoid this attack. This is a speed defense roll.
Yes, speed defense roll, difficulty 4.
Ease to 3 because of his
preparedness. Yep.
All right. We're going to roll that. That's a 19.
A 19.
Oh my
He succeeds with a minor effect. This is the day of the crit. That's what we're going to have to call this episode.
Yeah. Best rolling. We take those.
Can his minor effect be that he dodges out of the way and is able to grab a kitchen knife off of one of the tables or one of the counters to use as a knife in his next round as opposed to spending one of his knives?
100% he can do that.
Sick.
That's really cool. So we see, describe the dodge. You know, like this kind of cluttered room. There's all these chefs around. He's going to swipe the knife somehow, like build, you know, show us the stunt.
I'd like to imagine that instead of like dodging, so he's short. So I'd imagine whoever's attacking is swiping low. So he is able to jump up and use his claws to like grab into one of the countertops and actually hoist himself up onto the countertop and grab a knife from a knife block that's on the counter.
That's
and
awesome.
Get ready for the next attack.
That's awesome. I picture it like a front somersault. Like he heaves himself over and does the somersault, kind of pulls out the knife from the block and he's ready to roll. At this point, I'm going to, have us enter initiative order. I'd like everybody to roll initiative. And then the other thing I'm going to do is we're going to have some PvP tonight. Sir T-Sav, friend of the channel, other Twitch streamer, excellent guy. Go check out his channel. He is here as Savage Tempest, a.k.a. Storm. He has a bunch of XP that he can spend on behalf of Storm Company and on behalf of himself. There are, however, player abilities, and Savage is he's got a full player character sheet, so he has abilities that in the Cypher system just work. So you have abilities like, for example, Jake has an ability where Willard can just scare a dude shitless.
If I spend the right points.
Because we are in PvP, I think it's not super fair to have us just have abilities happen to each other. So instead what we're going to do is do opposed rolls or not opposed, but like defense rolls. But the level of difficulty is your tier plus however many pool points you had to spend. So if you spend 2 intellect points and you're a tier 4 character, Tyler has to roll a level 6 defense task against that ability. Or Tyler is a tier 4 character. So if he spends 3 points from his might pool to activate some ability, it would be a difficulty 7 roll for you guys. Does that feel fair to the table?
Yeah.
Great. So then that's what we'll roll with for when those moments happen. He will introduce Savage whenever he wants to. So like Savage is in the keep somewhere. I told him he has the power to just,
be wherever
he wants when he wants to enter the fray. Okay. So let's have those initiative rolls. That is a D20.
I got a 3.
Okay.
I got a 6.
Okay.
I'm
15 for Willard.
Okay.
technically trained in initiative actions.
So you can add 3.
5 then.
5. Okay. So the way the initiative is broken down is there will be the top of initiative order, which is me, GM Intrusions. Willard will go. The bad guys will go. And then the other cleanup crew members will go. Because in the Cypher system, it's just before and after the enemies.
Yeah.
And the bad guys average to level 4.
Okay.
So they're going to go in the middle there at 12. So we're at the top of initiative order, which is me, Twists, Flavor, etc. In the kitchen here, chaos has erupted. The cooks are trying their best to just get out of the way of the fight. You know, they're not trying to like, oh, the pastries or whatever. You know, they're just trying to like get along the walls or get out of the room. So a couple of them kind of bust through the door to the cellar. A couple of them run out into the commons shouting about intruders. Some of them are still trapped in the room. So they're kind of presenting some obstacles or maybe some cover for people to take that you might be able to make a case for why that eases or hinders an attack. And same thing in the other direction. There are these two attackers in the room who, you know, one of them took a swipe at Willard. He leapt onto the table, and now it's Willard's turn. He's got a kitchen knife in his hand, and he's kind of crouched on like this big central oak table that fills most of the kitchen. You know, they've all been around it working, so to speak. Willard, you have an array of like fruits and pastries and different like, you know, all the stuff they've been preparing to take out into the commons is spread on this table. So there's a little bit of like difficult terrain, so to speak, here.
Okay.
What will you do?
He is first going to throw this kitchen knife that he's just grabbed at the guy that attacked him as a counterattack.
Great.
He gets to throw it with all of the same benefits as his throwing knives, because in his most recent tier up, he now gets all of his same bonuses on basically anything he can realistically throw. Which
That's dope. That's awesome.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
So
okay.
he is going to throw this kitchen knife.
Great.
as
You're throwing a
as
kitchen knife.
attack.
It's a level 4 NPC, so your difficulty is 4. I know you're specialized, so it comes
Yep,
down
so
to 2, so difficulty
down to
or
2.
target roll of 6.
All right. He rolled exactly a 6.
Nice.
All right, you
All
win. So you throw this kitchen knife. Remind me how much damage that deals?
4 damage.
4 damage. Excellent. It's a solid hit. You know, maybe like right in between a couple ribs or something. Oh, he kind of falls back. He rips the knife out of himself and tosses it aside. He is clearly not like, you know, he's not really coming down yet.
Okay. He's going to kind of scramble across the table just to kind of get more like distance between him and this person, so that like if he can keep ranged attacking, and maybe if they get up to the table, he's on the opposite side.
Great.
So they can't just like immediately swipe at him.
Cool. So Willard's just using the table to create. We'll just say that's 1 level of easing if they attack you using the
Okay,
cover that's
cool.
on the table.
Sounds good.
And then that's going to bring us to the 2 enemies' turns. So we have the guy who you just threw a knife into. That guy is going to attack you first. He is going to pick up a huge pitcher of wine, and he's going to smash it down on the table so that the table gets really slick. So this is going to hinder some speed tasks for you.
Okay.
The second guy is going to say, "Get out of the way!" And he's going to pull up his shotgun that he's been defending with, and he's going to take a shot at you across the kitchen table here. So that's going to be a difficulty 4 speed to avoid. It's eased and hindered. Because you've got some cover, but the table is wet, so we're just going to leave it at 4.
Okay. And then I've got my easement from my ability that I used to start the
Great.
anticipated attack.
Yep, so you
difficulty 3.
anticipated this attack. You knew
Yes,
that he would throw wine at you.
The flavor of it is that like it's almost like Sherlock Holmes in those Robert Downey Jr. movies where you can see the attacks right before they happen. All right, I rolled another nat 20.
Wow.
20.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy.
A critical success and a major effect. What will your major effect be, Willard?
What if he's able to get out of the way of the attack and throw one of the plates on the table, not do any damage with it, but just kind of stun this guy with the shotgun? Like just kind of like maybe even have it hit his shotgun, so he's just like, oh,
Sure.
what the hell?
I'll just hinder
that
his
sort of a
next
thing.
attack.
Can it be a cream pie?
Okay, cool.
No, he said plate.
I said
Like
a
he's
plate.
shattering
Yeah,
a plate
so
on him. So yeah, he throws a plate at him, and it kind of shatters across the barrel of the gun, and little shards of it hit him in the face. He's still there, but now there's like little cuts and stuff. And that will bring us to the rest of the party. So that's Armis, Frode, and Frode. You can go in any order you like.
So with Slate, Shale, Rock.
Yeah.
With them being level 3, they basically can't hurt these people.
He pretty much can't hurt these
okay.
people, but you could use him for environmental benefits. You could have him aid somebody. You have some options.
Distraction.
I want to pitch something.
Okay.
If I want to grab him and look him in his eyes and say, Shale, I need you to be strong for me. I need you to be more than you are now. And I'm going to help you. And I want to use my new knowledge of my link to the Fey magic and try and imbue him with the spirit of spiders and make him a level 4 with 3 XP.
I'll let you spend 2 XP, and it lasts for this scene.
I'll look him in the eyes and say, I'm going to power you up soon. You're going to be so strong soon, but now's not the time.
I don't understand.
But you will soon. you got the heart of a spider.
Is this really the time for a heart?
You have the heart of a spider. Just know that. Throw a plate at that guy.
Shale will do as you command. So he's maybe over by one of the walls, so he grabs like a stack of plates, and he'll start throwing them like shurikens.
Yeah.
So each round he'll just throw another
Absolutely.
plate. So boom, he throws a plate. It kind of like shatters near somebody, and they, again, hindered.
Super. Is that just like a free action to have him do a thing or asking him?
His thing is his own action,
Okay,
and then
super.
you have your own
then
action.
I'm just going to run in there at whoever he's throwing plates at and go, ah! And try and stab them.
Okay, that's great. Might or speed attack.
Speed.
Difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4.
Missed by 1 because they both had plates thrown at them.
Yes.
So difficulty 3. Target roll 9.
We take
Players,
those.
We take those.
Ready, set, bango! That's a 10!
Let's go.
Medium item damage. You do 4 points of damage. This is the same one that Willard was attacking. So you got him while he's looking away at Willard, and so you stab him with your sword through the side, and he it kind of twists a little bit. He is not looking great. He's he's seen better days. What about Devroid and Frode? What are the two of you doing?
Is the one with the shotgun the one that got stunned?
Yeah, shotgun guy has not been stabbed or anything, but is stunned.
Guys, we gotta get him moving. And I'm just gonna run up, grab the shotgun guy, and attempt to take him with me to a random door.
Are you going towards the cellars, or are you going out into the commons?
Probably the cellars.
Okay, so you're going towards some stairs.
I'm also gonna spend an XP or how many ever to make the stairs he's going down a trap.
Okay.
And they are going to just do classic Looney Tune where they just turn straight
Like
into
a trick step?
slide. A slide.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with your roll to carry the guy, which has numbered out to a difficulty 6 strength task.
I'm gonna use 3 effort.
Okay. Target roll of 9. We take those.
Take those.
Yep.
It's a 9.
Okay. You successfully grab the guy. You bust through the doors to the cellar. It just slams off the hinges. This wooden door. But as soon as you step on the first stair, the whole set of stairs just slides to become a slide. This trap is going to be a speed task because you're trying to keep your balance with a difficulty of you spent 1 XP and you're a tier 4 character. So difficulty 5 speed task to avoid taking the damage from the trap.
I just want to look him in the eyes as we freeze frame for a moment after I took a step onto the stairs, and I'm like, oh.
Looney Tunes.
Nat 20! Nat 20!
Oh my. You slide down the stairs. Flavor it for me. So it's just a small winding staircase that was going to slam you into a wall at the end. How does Frode navigate it with this guy he's carrying?
Oh, he takes the guy. I imagine originally he just ripped him off the floor and carried him like a log.
Okay.
And now he steps onto the stairs, does the Looney Tunes. Uh-oh! And then crushes him a little bit against the wall. Frode just slides with the stairs, skating down.
Oh, this guy's head is being slammed into the stone?
Oh
Is that what
yeah,
you're saying?
along the way. And at the bottom, I'm just gonna hold him out in front of me and use him as a stopper.
This poor guy.
As you slam into the wall, this guy is going to take 5 points of damage from the trap. You've essentially just used him to trigger the trap in your place. So 5 points of damage from the trap for this guy.
And then I stuff him back under my arm.
He falls either unconscious or dead. Your call.
Unconscious.
Okay, he falls unconscious. He's limp in your arm. He's no longer planking.
I did my job. I just drop him.
Frode, you find yourself in the cellars. It's a pretty small room compared to how big the overall building is here. But it's got barrels and kind of crates of things. Yeah, here, I'll put the map back up for chat to see in case they can see it. But there's lots of barrels labeled with they have different paintings of fruits or whatever on them for what they're holding. A couple of ale barrels. There's a wall shelf of different wine glasses and things like that. So it's just, it's a food cellar is where you find yourself. There is an exit from here that if you open it, it leads to a wide staircase that seems to go deeper into the building, or you can go back up the stairs the way you came to rejoin the fight and go out into the commons. As that happens, Frode, you find yourself in this room. We jump back upstairs to where Devroid Gravelheart, you just watched Frode just left the room, and then you heard kind of like a what? And then he disappeared into the distance. In the room with you is Willard and the guy who had his short sword out. Short sword guy's not dead, but he's been hurt a lot. He's at the table kind of like, he's getting ready to attack Willard some more.
Okay, Devroid is just going to charge him and make a melee attack with his axe.
Okay, great. Immediate distance, you don't need a speed task for that. So you just run over there and you make that melee attack. It is a difficulty 4, eased by 1 to 3 because he's got plates being thrown out.
Okay, trained with axes.
Okay. So that's easing it to a 2?
Yeah. And that's it.
Okay, target roll of 6.
18.
An 18, that is going to succeed. You hit this guy with your axe, and how much damage does it deal?
4.
4 points of damage. He falls dead to the ground. You just, killing blow. And as he falls and you kind of like kick him off the blade of your axe, the rest of the room has kind of emptied out as all the kitchen staff have fled either down to the cellars with Frode or out into the commons. However, you hear kind of a commotion out in the commons, like they're raising the alert. Shadowpeak knows you're here. And I'm also going to threaten you with a GM intrusion that as this fight ends, one of the untended pastries or whatever is going to catch fire in the ovens, and the fire will begin to spread. Do you want to spend an XP to refuse?
No.
Or are you gonna, okay, get 2 XP. You have 1. Give 1 away to someone else.
I'll give 1 to Willard.
That makes sense. Willard's in the room with you. Willard, you also hear behind you the sound of a fire erupting.
Let's follow Frode.
Jeffrey?
But it is not Jeffrey.
Devroid's not even going to worry about the fire. He's just going to go over to the staircase and assess what happened first.
Okay. You hear at the bottom of the stairs the sound of, I guess, whatever's happening with Frode. So let's check in with him. Frode, you're in the cellars. Probably 8 chefs are down here hiding with you. Not with you, but from you, really. They kind of have run down here. A few of them are running down the stairs. And then a few of them are crouched behind barrels or whatever, just trying to hide from you. A couple of them, no, don't hurt us, we're just cooks, kind of a thing.
Yeah, you got nothing to be afraid of me. Hey, guys, I think there's a way to go down here. It looks kind of cool. I'm gonna point to a random ship. Would you think this staircase is cool?
I mean, I don't. I'm not really equipped to answer this question mentally.
I just need a yes or no.
No.
He's wrong. It's a cool staircase.
Devroid's just gonna go down.
Okay, Devroid, the stairs have already turned into the trap, so you kind of just slide down carefully and you're able to make it. You're at the bottom now with Frode in the cellars.
So are the chefs that are cowering, they're not wielding chef's knives or anything, are they?
I mean, they're holding whatever they had when they were upstairs, so rolling pins, there probably are a couple of kitchen knives or whatever, but they're all clearly in fear of you.
Oh, okay.
They don't seem to be participating in the fight. Also down here, you can't hear the fire yet.
Devroid, comes down. He's like, "There's a fire in the kitchen. I think you guys should go handle that."
Fire in the kitchen? You set our kitchen on fire?
I didn't. It just erupted.
These things happen.
They push past you. A couple of them grab some big towels out of probably one of the barrels is for linens or whatever. They grab a couple kitchen towels and run upstairs to try and fight it. What are the two of you doing? And then we'll check in with Armis in a second.
Well,
and Willard.
I was going to take this guy with me and deal with him as we went, but I already dealt with him. So I guess I'm just going to go down these stairs. They feel like important stairs.
We have a map. We know where they go.
Well, I didn't look at it.
It is in our best interest to take these stairs, though.
I see it. What did I tell you?
Telepathically to Armis and Willard specifically, Devroid will be like, the chefs are going up to put out the fire. I suggest you guys come down here and we continue progressing.
Armis and Willard, you hear it in your head, but you also hear Devroid's voice from out in the commons.
I'm gonna go take a peek at that, Willard, unless you think it's a bad idea.
I mean, it seems to me like a bad idea, but I don't know.
He just went down there. What if it's a whole like kind of wormhole thing? I could also just gunk this door shut and we just don't think about it.
I like that plan, if I'm being honest.
Best to not open Schrodinger's box. You're right.
Yep.
Let's just assume.
Whatever that means.
Okay, I don't know who that guy is. Yeah.
Schrodinger, I hardly know.
I'm just
right.
Armis is just gonna gunk weld the door to the common area shut and hope it's not important.
Armis, I'm going to hit you with a GM intrusion. That as you're gunk welding, the reinforcements bust the door down.
Bring it on!
All right. With a loud kind of smashing noise, the door, just as you like get in position to like, start webbing up the doorway, it gets slammed open. You take 1 point of might damage as it just is like smacked into your head, but you're a pretty quick reflexed guy. And so you jump back as the door opens and a few blue cloaked members of Storm Company run in. Behind them, you see a vaguely familiar female dwarf running out the other side of the commons. You could perhaps roll an intellect task if you wanted to try and identify.
Yeah, if I just have a moment, why not? 15.
It's a 15. Sarah the analyst is running out the side
There's
of the
a
commons.
turncoat. Yeah, there is. Yeah.
And
You called it, I think, too.
under
I
her
did.
arm is another black obelisk like the one floating over Devroid's head. And when he said something telepathically to all of you, hers said it. Like you could hear it out loud.
Oh, she's listening. We can't talk in our heads no more. God damn it.
Out of that, you hear it.
I knew she was overworked!
Well, anyway, the 4 guards who busted down the door are going to attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic, yeah.
I'm going to treat them as a swarm. So they're going to work as one group, which means that they're a total level 7, but they're only going to make one attack as a group here. So Armis is the one right in front of them. They're not going to try and restrain him. All of them are going to bring up their weapons and start shooting at Armis. Armis, you need to make a speed defense or might defense roll with a difficulty of 7, target roll of 21.
My gunklets are useless.
All right, hear me out.
Help me, yeah.
Use like some XP to like use that something falls in front of them as they start shooting to maybe like make it easier or to block it.
Yeah.
I would ease it by 1 step for that.
Yeah, like how far is the fire spread? Maybe something from the ceiling falls
That's
down.
a great excuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
A piece of the ceiling, kind of like wooden ceiling, just falls down, and with the smoke, you get
That's
a little
single
bit of cover
XP.
from it. So that's 1 XP because it only lasts this round. The smoke will dissipate,
Son of a good.
and it will ease your defense roll by 1, making it rollable. Target
18.
difficulty 6, target roll of 18.
14. I'd spend the XP. I'm just gonna.
You are essentially riddled with bullets.
Holy cow.
Take
All 6 of my hands covering a hole.
take 7 points of might damage.
my might
as
is
point
gone.
blank. They just are you out of
I'm
might?
out of might.
Okay,
Not mighty.
you are debilitated.
Impaired.
Or impaired. I'm sorry, you're impaired. 1 step down the road to death, as Armis is just blasted with all these bullets. Armis, you are flung back. Willard, you see as Armis, he gets in position to weld the door smacks into him, and then before you even know what's happened, a piece of ceiling has fallen, and you just hear all the gunshots roaring from the other side of the smoke, and Armis is slammed backwards into the wall, and he kind of slides down into a heap on the floor. He doesn't appear dead to you, but he is not well. Willard, it is your turn.
All right. Willard did not see or make the realizations about Sarah the analyst, correct?
No, I guess only Armis did.
Okay, so he is still going to use that mental communication and say to the group,
Reinforcements are up in the kitchen. They're pushing through. Armis is bad. Armis is down.
Armis has it bad, and he's going to jump down. Or no, he's not going to jump down and try to human shield. He's mostly trying to distract.
Okay.
So he is going to immediately kind of intentionally slide across the table in some movement to make some noise, just damaging some plates and stuff like that to just make a loud noise to get the people shooting at Armis to notice him. And then he's going to do his 2 knife attacks on 2 separate dudes
Okay,
that are in that group.
great. So go ahead and roll those 2 knife attacks. They're a swarm of level 7. We're going to ease it by 1 because you're throwing through the same cover that they used this round.
Okay.
So eased by 1 to a 6.
And then he's specialized, so we're down to a difficulty 4.
Right. Difficulty 4, target roll of 12.
We got one roll was a 12. The other was also a 12. So 2
Excellent.
12.
2 hits, and that's 4 points of damage on each one?
Yes.
Okay. I'm also going to take this moment to remind the group that you can choose to spend effort and apply it to damage instead of to easing the roll. It adds 2 points of damage for every level of effort you spend.
I forget about that.
Willard throws these 2 knives, 2 hits. And that's going to end Willard's turn, and we'll jump back down into the cellars with Devroid and Frode. So you've just heard this message over the telepathic
With
link.
the chefs going back up, would the stairs have been converted back, or do they go a different way up?
Yeah, the chefs probably know a way to like undo the trap. So
Okay.
they kind of fix the steps and run up.
Could I get to Armis this turn?
You could get to Armis with a speed task 4.
Okay. I will do that, and I'll spend a level of effort.
Okay. So difficulty 3, target roll of 9. We take those.
Yeah. 12.
12. Easy peasy. Devroid makes the run, and you are by Armis's side.
I'm going to cast a spell for 6 intellect points.
Okay.
Regeneration. I restore points to a target's might or speed pool in one of 2 ways. Either the pool regains up to 6 points, or it is restored to a total value of 12. You make the decision when you initiate this ability. Points are regenerated at a rate of 1 point each round. You must remain within immediate range of the target the whole time, either touching them or conversing with them. In no case can this raise the pool higher than its maximum. So I'm doing the 12 up to 12.
So you are sitting next to Armis. You're just kind of like talking him through it.
Yeah.
Take us into that scene. Zoom
So
in.
Devroid sprints up the steps, hearing that Armis is down, and being the like detective officer, like he wants to make sure that there aren't like we don't lose anyone, essentially, especially someone on his team. So he like runs up to Armis, activates the shield to protect us.
Okay, cool.
And
Roll your depletion die for the shield.
that's a D8.
Yes, it's a D8, and I think your number was 2.
Yes, that is correct.
It's a 2.
It's a 2?
It is a 2.
Okay, it's working right now, so it's now kind of suspended in front of you.
And he casts the spell, and I guess he doesn't have any movement this turn, but next turn he's just gonna like escort Armis out of this situation.
What did you say?
Armis, you're gonna be okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna save you.
Okay.
Armis, that first point comes in this round, so you are no longer impaired because you have 1 point in your might pool.
Oh, it stings, Devroid.
I got you, buddy.
Is Shale okay?
Yeah, Shale's fine.
Thank God he's the best of us. He's the future of this division.
The future.
I'm telling you, he's got
I put my hand on like 3 of my hands on Devroid's face.
he's got the heart of a spider, Devroid.
I believe you.
He's gonna be the best of us.
We gotta get you out of this.
Thank you.
Frode, what are you up to?
I follow Devroid up, and I'll try my best to keep up.
I'm
Okay.
gonna do a little thing here while that's
Yeah?
happening.
What?
As Devoy's making his way up, I'm gonna activate another trap with an XP
this
and
guy.
lock the door, splitting Frode off from the other crew.
Oh, okay. Dope.
Like a fire alarm, like.
Yeah, the blast door kind of slides down and the cellars are walled off. So Frode, you're like halfway up the stairs when you hear it kind of like rattle into place, and then there's just this kind of reverberating like thud as it lands, and it's like a big old stone blast door. As far as I know, you have not taken the analytic disc back, so Frode has the disc over his head. So you're down there in the cellar with the disc. Take note, Tyler. That means that for right now, your intel is only on Frode, or the telepathy.
Guys, Frode will bang on the door. Guys, they separated me. I'm gonna roll to try to break this door.
Okay. The door is an object of level 7. I don't know if that is possible without you spending effort. Like, it will suck resources for you to punch your way through a blast door.
Well,
Everything about this keep is magically hard.
Yeah.
I do have the ability to use wreck, was an action. And I also have Stonebreaker.
Oh, what does Wreck do?
Wreck is using two hands or a two-handed weapon. I get to add 3 additional points of damage, but I take a penalty to the attack unless it is an object or barrier, in which case I'm trained in the task, which means it cancels itself out. It doesn't actually make it easier. But it does mean I do 3 additional points of damage. I also have Stonebreaker. Against objects, inflict 4 additional points of damage.
Okay. If you use both of those, that's enough damage to break it, right? Because 7 points of damage. That's 4 and 3. Or I guess your fists count as 4 normally?
My fist count is 6.
6. Okay, so either one of those would get you to the point where the damage is enough to hurt the door. You will need to hit, remember, objects have a 4-step track to death, just like people. So you'll need to successfully attack it 4 times to do this.
Should I break through?
Do I see an easier or like what's the route back to the kitchen?
Frode would need to go down to the cellars, enter the crypts, cross all 3 of the crypts, which is like one long hallway, you know?
Yeah.
Get through all those crypts and then go up the stairs at the south end of the compound. Or maybe that's east. At the end of the compound to come up at like the back. So like where the bell tower is, he'd be coming up this bell tower at the back of the building. And then he could re-enter the first floor, go up some corridors, get into the commons, and then enter the kitchen.
Golly.
It's a long way around, Frode.
Maybe just start wailing on it, and like we'll deal with all these guys and be with you
I'll
shortly.
be attacking it, but you gotta figure out something on your end. I won't get through in time.
That's all right. We'll be
Or do I move
okay.
on without and hope you guys meet up?
I think we could
I
wrap.
think we have a way of breaking the door, so you have the best chance of breaking it down.
All right, I'll start. Difficulty 7 roll?
Difficulty 7 roll, and you need to inflict 7 points of damage or more.
Okay. I'll use 3 levels of effort.
Okay. Difficulty 4.
I'm going to spend an XP to re-roll
Okay. Target roll is 12.
16.
There we go.
That's
We
a
take
success.
that.
You smash the door. How are you getting that extra 1 HP of damage?
I'll use Stonebreaker.
Stonebreaker.
Yeah.
Frode just winds up and gives a and we hear this huge, you all see a dent appear in the solid stone glass door. Just like indents towards
This
you.
is going to take me a while, but I'll come through eventually.
Armis and Devroid, you've already taken a turn this round, so that brings us back to the top of initiative order, which is the keep, and if Savage is going to enter combat. Savage, are you jumping in yet?
Not quite.
Okay.
Savage is still going to be keeping to the shadows and kind of
That's fine.
commanding orders.
Nobody new is in the room, so we still just have those 4 combatants who are at the door kind of firing through the smoke, but the smoke dissipates from that piece of roof that fell. The chefs are now over trying to like address the fire coming out of the oven. I rolled for them. They have not successfully put it out yet. And you can hear armored footsteps from out in the commons. You think maybe one of the watchtowers. There are people coming down from the watchtower to join the fight. Because there are 2 watchtowers in front of Shadow Peak. And as a reminder for everybody, your 2 objectives right now are to arrest Storm, Savage Tempest, and to retrieve the Mana Vault. So that's what we're working on here. Okay, that brings us back down to Willard, I believe, was our fast guy. And then the enemies will attack, and then it'll be everybody else. So Willard, what are we doing?
Willard is still trying to actively distract the enemies from shooting at Devroid or Armis. So once again, as he's like moving across this table, he's intentionally making noise, hitting the different implements that are on the table, clanging them together, and then he's going to throw 2 more knives again at the enemies at the door.
Excellent. They are a swarm of level 7, target roll of 21 to hit them. You're specialized, so that's going to drop it down to a 5 with a target roll of 15 to hit them.
Okay. 13, that is not a 15.
13's not going to hit. Maybe they're taking cover around the edges of the door now that they know someone in there is attacking back. So they're kind of like,
Fair enough.
half covered.
Yeah, 19 on the second roll, so he gets
19 on
one
the
of them.
second roll is a hit with a minor effect.
Let's go.
What's your minor effect? If you want a suggestion that lines up with what you've said, you could have them all fixated on you. So this round, there's no chance of them attacking Armis or DeVroid.
Let's do that.
Okay. So you've really got their attention. You're the one who keeps throwing knives. They're like, okay, this little dude, this little guy. And that's what Willard does. Are you?
Because he's got his defensive ability going on right now, so he's like, I can at least dodge all this stuff.
Yeah.
Just try to call their attention.
So they are going to take some attacks against you, but not all of them. So we're gonna.
Okay.
I'll get here in a second. You hear from outside. Okay, you guys stack up. We'll go in on 3. And you kind of hear some getting ready sounds. It sounds like perhaps they are setting themselves up to ease a future attack. One of them is going to swing out from cover and take a shot and then duck back into his half cover. So he's only one of them. So it's a level 4, eased by 1 for your preparedness, speed or strength defense. Might defense against this shotgun shell.
Nat 20.
Yes.
Well.
Success with a major effect. He fires at you, and unless you want to pitch a different one, the major effect is that he's out of ammo. He's going to have to reload for a couple rounds.
Sure, that works for me.
Great. He goes, I'm out! And he swings back around the corner and starts, you hear like the kind of click of him putting new shells into the weapon.
Don't you reload your weapon before combat?
And that's everybody. It's a shotgun. It's only got 2 shells. We go around to the rest of the party here. So Frode, Armis, and DeVroid.
So I have to stay in immediate range of Armis. Are we behind like anything right now?
There's that big wooden table. You could try and like flip that down, but Willard's on it right now. So you'd need to work that out with him. But you could do that.
Willard, do you need this table?
that I'm standing on?
Yeah.
Not technically.
All right, I'm gonna use it as cover.
Cool.
All right.
You flip the table onto its side. Willard kind of like has to hop somewhere else.
Willard,
maybe onto a
I'd like to
countertop.
think that, either countertop or like if he gets close to the oven, he has an idea of something he can do with like
Sure,
the
you can be near
burning
the oven.
stuff inside the oven. Okay, cool. He's next to the oven.
And then DeVroid will just spend his time like just comforting and just making sure Armis, tending to Armis's wounds.
Give us a couple more seconds of that conversation.
Yeah. It's gonna be okay, Armis. You and Shale, we're gonna make it out of this.
You think so?
On
Yeah, I
the
do.
other side, you feel a dwarven hand clasp one of your other arms, and Shale's right there, and he goes, "Boss, you can do this."
I start to cry.
No, don't.
You're so good.
We cut to Frode the Forsaken, who
ahead
is
and
on
take
the
your
other
second
side of the
point.
blast door.
I use my free level of effort
Yep.
and another level of effort,
Okay. Target roll is 5, difficulty 15.
and we're gonna go with that. Well, I'm gonna spend an XP to reroll.
Okay.
Spend an XP to reroll.
Oh my god.
Spend an XP to reroll. That's
At what
3.
point do you take the L this round?
All right, 3 XP is all I was willing to spend on that.
Okay. There's another resounding, but it does not dent the door any further. Frode is unable to.
I'm having trouble over here.
Oh man.
Guys, I've got something I've been holding on to. It's a cipher of Shockwave. It's level 5. Do I use it to try and bust down that door? Or do I run into all those motherfuckers and knock their asses away?
Well, we're
It is
running
not
to get-
powerful enough to hurt the door, which is a level 7.
Okay, so DeVroid,
We got this.
can I hurt the guys in the group? They're level 7.
The swarm?
Yeah.
Yes, remember it's going to be centered on you, so you're going to have to go over there and activate it,
Yeah.
and it'll blast out away from you. It'll kill 2 of them.
You get 2 kills.
I get 2 kills.
2 people will
Two
be
is pretty
pretty
good.
Yeah.
Killing 2 people's good, guys.
That's how many might points you have.
God's a jokester. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there, DeVroid. Let's ride together.
Yep.
Just be careful, like maybe I'll go through the door and then you get on the other side so you're like within a proximity but you don't get hit with the shockwaves. Does that sound good? Does that sound good? Do I not hurt my buddy?
That's fine.
Okay, great. Let's drive, baby!
Okay. You run out there and you activate your shockwave, and 2 of them are blasted away from the door. The 2 closest who have like stacked up to come in here are blasted away from the door. I'm gonna threaten you with a GM intrusion.
Son of a bug. you son of a
You're
gun.
you're out here in the open.
I'm out here in the
You
open.
killed two of
I
them,
killed two
but
of
there's
them.
still two left.
There's still two left.
They're gonna attack you.
I don't know if I want to get shot. I'm gonna refuse the hell out of that.
All right,
for
you
right
refuse
now.
it. The others are instead in disarray. Like, whoa! They didn't expect you to pop out and attack. And so you are now standing in the commons, just right in the doorway here, and you have your first view of this space. The commons is a large vaulted ceiling space. It's got some nice round tables that could be kicked over for cover. It's an eatery. There's also access to a gate or a guardhouse on the far side of the room from you, as well as access to a tower, one of the guard towers that's at the front of this building. And to zoom out here and give you a sense of what the whole building looks like, think like a Gothic architecture kind of like school building. So it's got like the two towers in the front. Otherwise, it's just this big long building with kind of a triangular roof. And then at the back of it, there's a bell tower. This has been kind of retrofitted from some old school building that was here that they've turned into their own. So there's that guard tower on the side. The closest guard tower to you, you're pretty confident has emptied, and those people are down here. They were stacked up at the door to come in. They are now in disarray and will miss around in, recovering from your shockwave. Maybe they're leaping for cover because now you're attacking. So that's what you see out there, but you've done your action. DeVroid, you're staying near him so you can continue healing him.
The shield's on Armis, by the way.
Okay, and the shield is out there in front of him as well. That's cool. Is that all of my player turns?
Yes.
Great. That brings us back to initiative order 20, the top of initiative order. You hear a voice echo through the commons that just says, "Everybody fall back. This'll get them." And you see something gets tossed down from the far guard tower from you. Something gets tossed through the door and into the room. It kind of bounces and skitters. It's pretty small, whatever it is. You can't quite catch a visibility of what's happening there as it kind of bounces and slides across the floor of the room until you hear a couple of like as these kind of like titanium cables shoot out in different directions, and a large puppet begins whipping around debris from in the room. And it's lifted up a couple of the tables, some stones, and whatever. But you can see the strings that you cut last time have been replaced with like titanium or steel cables as it's whipping them around the room. And that is what's in the room facing you as the other guards are going to use or follow instructions. It's not their turn yet, so you'll attack them as they leave, but they're going to fall back and try and take like covering positions through this kind of like opening area. Tyler's got a hand up. What's up, buddy?
Another XP I want to spend before the guards leave. Instead of the puppet swinging around chairs, they all drop their weapons, and the puppet picks up all their weapons.
Oh my
Starts
gosh.
swinging around their
They all
swords.
toss their weapons into the maelstrom, and instead of random debris, the puppet's going to pick up essentially a bunch of guns on the end of steel cables, swinging around a puppet. I'm going to point out that a puppet using just a steel cable as the appendage is not going to be able to aim or fire very well, so it's going to come down to a random hail of bullets each time it has its turn that everyone's going to have to try and dodge. So that is the circumstance we're facing here as that happens. At the same time, Frode, you are still faced with this blast door that you can't get through, but on the other side, you start to hear screaming and like echoing gunshots and like all kinds of. You hear a thunder wave blast out that you don't know what it goes to. Please. You just hear all this stuff going on as all that's happening, and then that will bring us back to the top of initiative order, or like the top of the players, which is Willard. Willard, you are still in the kitchens right now. In front of you, Armis stands in the doorway. He's covered in blood, but he's upright, and he's just cast this like shockwave thing. He's kind of standing there. There's a shield hovering in front of him, and you can hear chaos beyond.
It sounds like there's bad stuff out there. Can you, Armis? Can you come back and then let's move this table, block the door so they can't come in? How's that sound?
I think it's not already in the room. This is outside the room. The puppet.
Yes, it's outside in the commons right now.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Swinging around, gunshots going off.
That sounds fine to me. Like, can we put a door here and I'll gunk the hell out of it?
Something like that.
Okay.
DeVroid, help me too. And so Willard is going to. He is not good at this because he doesn't have good might, and he's actually impaired on might tasks just in general. Like when it comes to like using strength type things.
Okay.
So But he is going to like get behind the table and like hopefully with the help of his friends, you know, he's gonna try to move this table so that it can block the doorway so that puppet cannot get in here.
Okay. So then you're essentially like delaying your action, and then the bad guys will go, and then on their turn you'll all move the thing. So that's fine.
Yes.
So then it's the villain's turn. They're all moving back. They don't have guns to fire back with. They've all tossed them to the puppet thing. So they're just going to move back. They're going to start flipping over kind of the round dinner tables from the eatery to make some cover around all of the other doorways. So like the entrance to the guardhouse, the entrance to the tower. There's just kind of these little half covers of round tables that are flipped over at those spots. The puppet itself, flying around, is going to launch another hail of bullets out there. Now, rather than this being a difficulty whatever task, we're going to start with a roll to see if they're even in your direction, and if so, then we will roll defense tasks. However, the amount of damage it can deal will be significantly higher because it has a bunch of guns firing.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm going to do is, Tyler, evens or odds?
Odds.
All right. Armis, this is your fate. Roll any die. If you roll odds, then the bullets are coming your way. If you roll evens, they are not. 8.
Let's go.
This particular round, bullets are ricocheting everywhere, but not in your general direction.
Yeah.
Which brings us to your turn, where I'm assuming you and DeVroid are going to follow Willard's plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you kind of retreat back into the room. You take that heavy oaken table. You kind of push it up there. Now, the oak table is not as high a level as the blast doors. It will eventually break, but it'll certainly buy you time. And then Armis is going to gunk weld it around the sides. Armis, you also get another point in your might pool because DeVroid is right next to you.
I would like to spend 1 XP to find a cipher that'll help us get through the blast door.
Get through the blast door. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. You spend an XP, and actually right there where the fire had erupted as the chefs are kind of putting out the fire, you see that there's a little piece of it that's still kind of glowing. And as you reach over and kind of suck that cipher into your body, because it was fire, the cipher is actually kind of smoky in nature, and it will let you phase through an object once.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll your power level. If it is a high, the level will be how many creatures you can bring with
Okay, what do I roll for power level?
D6.
Oh, I got a 2.
2. You can bring 1 creature with you. So that is the... and there are 3 of you in the room. Oh my gosh. That is the circumstance you find yourself in. You can spend another XP and, we can try again.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So you spend another XP and let's roll another time for your power level.
Let's roll another time.
3.
3. Great. You can bring 2 creatures with you, which is everybody in the room.
Okay.
So, what?
Shale.
Except Shale.
So with
What's gonna happen to me?
You're gonna be just fine. You're gonna go with DeVroid. Everything's gonna be okay. All right?
You're gonna send Shale and not go?
But he's the best of us.
He's not. He's numerically and empirically the worst of you.
I could make myself a perfect stranger and just I'll pretend to be a chef and get out of here. And
what if we just put Shale in a chef outfit?
I don't know if I can do that. I can't pass him off.
What are you all bubbling about over there?
We can only get to him. We'll have to leave a man behind at the rate we're moving.
Screw this! And Frode's gonna roll to lift the door instead of breaking through it.
Lift?
Oh, to lift the blast door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Difficulty 7, might task. And muscles of iron will apply because it's not an attack.
That's my thought.
There it is.
Look at him go. That's
right.
creative thinking. Take an
There
XP
it
for
is.
the creative idea. That's really cool. Look at Frode doing the thing.
Muscle of Iron lowers it.
Okay, great.
6. Then I'll go ahead and use a free level of effort.
Okay, 5.
5. I will use 2 more levels of effort because we're not doing this again.
Okay, so that's down to a 3.
And we take those.
We take those.
Target roll of 9.
All right. We ain't leaving nobody behind. The 19.
Let's go!
Success with a minor effect. Frode kind of slams open the blast door.
All right.
What's your minor effect?
I think as I lift the door, you know what? It makes the beam in the roof unstable. I lift it past what it was intended to be at.
and some more debris falls in front of the other door, like it tips something on this end like a seesaw.
That's cool. Yeah, and a little bit more debris falls, so you get a little bit of extra time with that oak table.
All right, everybody, through the door. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, and the four of you go through the door, Frode holding it up and, kind of silhouetted by the burning fire in the kitchen behind him. And then he steps back and the door slams back down onto the ground, and he follows you down into the cellars.